how many 2's are there in 2? 2 divided by 2 is the same as 2 divided by 2, which is the same as 1. How many 3's are there in 3? Well, that's the same as 3 divided by 3, which is also 1. How many 7's are there in 7? Well, you'll get the pattern. There's 1. And how many 53's are there in 53? There's just 1. This seems really rather obvious, but it's actually really rather important. Because where lots of maths is taught, you're taught how things are done, but you're not always taught why. But it's why that matters. I hope you remember that yesterday, or at least when we looked at the first fractions video, we talked about 7 divided by 2. And we said we can write that as 7 divided by 2. And we also said that we could write it as 3½ And we had a picture a bit like this. And what we did was to take a line and put it in the middle, like this. And then we went to half of the pattern and we coloured it red, and the other half and we coloured it blue. And then we said, here we've got 1, 2, 3, and then a half. So we said half of 7 is 3½ But we also said, and we wrote it at the top, that that was the same thing as 7 divided by 2. And we also said, if you remember, that that was like 7 multiplied by a half, which is the same thing as a half plus a half plus a half. You can see why we use multiply signs, because this gets very tedious. 7 times. And if you look in the other side of the picture, which is also 3½ you can see that we can divide each of these squares in half, just as we did yesterday. Helps if you make the lines long enough. And then you can see how many halves, it's gone a bit squiffy, how many halves there are. You can see that there are 1 half, 2 halves, 3 halves, 4 halves, 5 halves, 6 halves, 7 halves. And we can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now what that means is that 7/2 tells us a lot of things. It tells us what half of 7 is. it's 3.5. It also tells us that it has 7 lots of a half, which is also 3.5. And so we have these 3 patterns. We have 7 over 2, we have 7 times a half, and we have 3.5. Very often in schools, people will say that the way you convert 3.5 into what's called an improper fraction, because the top is bigger than the bottom. Improper fraction is you take the whole number, you multiply it by the number on the bottom, 2, and you add the number on the top. You put it over the number on the bottom, and that gives you 6 plus 1, 7 over 2. That, in other words, is the how. But what about why? Well, this is where fun with 1 comes in. 3.5 is the same thing as 3 plus a half, which is the same thing as 3 divided by 1 plus a half. But what do you think 3 divided by 1 multiplied by 1 is? Well, multiplying by 1 leaves things the same. It doesn't make any difference. So you might say, well, why do we do it? Well, the reason we do it is because we can do what we did on the very first page. We can say, we can multiply by 2 divided by 2, because we know that 2 divided by 2 equals 1, which is what we had here. We could, of course, have multiplied by 3 divided by 3, or 4 divided by 4. So why did I choose 2? Well, I chose 2 because I wanted the same number as I've got here. So now, what I have up here can be written as 3 over 1 multiplied by 2 over 2 plus a half. And what's that? Well, that's 6 over 2 plus 1 over 2, which is, of course, 7 over 2. And the rule that you can see at the top there is really because of this trick of multiplying by 1. Let's do a different one. Suppose we have 5 1/4. This is like 5 over 1 plus 1/4. But this time, not 2 over 2, but 4 over 4 is what we're going to write. And this, of course, is still just 1. So we haven't changed anything. And we add the quarter. And this time we get 5 times 4 over 4 plus 1 over 4, which is 21 over 4. And this is how all fractions work. Because if I have got something that I want to add together, two fractions, let's suppose that I have a third plus a fifth. 1 over 3 plus 1 over 4. The way I'm going to do this is the way I just did it. I'm going to say, I want to make this the same on the bottom for both fractions. So I'm going to multiply the third by 5 over 5. Oops, that's a funny 5. And then I'm going to multiply the fifth. Well, what do you think I'm going to multiply the fifth by if I'm going to make the bottom the same? Well, I've got 3 times 5 in the left-hand part, so I need 3 times 5 in the right-hand part, so I multiply by 3 over 3. And that doesn't make any difference to the number because I'm just multiplying by 1. So now I've got 15 on the bottom of both my fractions, and I can say that I've got 1 times 5 on the top of the first and 1 times 3 on the top of the second, which means that I have got 5 plus 3 over 15, or 8 over 15. Shall we do one more? Let's do one more. Why don't we choose slightly more difficult numbers? Let's have 2 sevenths, and let's add, what shall we add? How about 3 eighths? What are we going to do this time? Well, we want to make the numbers on the bottom the same. So we choose the 8 and we multiply by 8 over 8, which is just like multiplying by 1. And then for the second fraction, we've already got 8 times 7 on the first fraction's bottom. We obviously want to have the same, so now we choose 7 over 7, and that means that we're going to get 7 times 8 on the bottom of both of them. We have 2 times 8 plus 3 times 7 over, well, if you know your times tables, 56 is 7 times 8, which means that we have 16 plus 21, which is 37 over 56.